Ever wonder why you can't break a bad habit or start a good one no matter how hard you try? Whether it's procrastinating, overeating, or avoiding exercise, understanding why we behave the way we do is key to making lasting changes. Today, we're diving into the SORKC model of behavioral psychology, which can help you unlock the secrets behind your actions and pave the way to a better you. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to explore the SORKC model. This powerful tool can help us understand and change our behaviors. The SORKC model stands for stimulus, organism, response, contingency, and consequence. Let's break it down step by step to see how it works. First, let's start with the stimulus. The stimulus is anything around you that triggers a behavior. It could be something you see, hear, smell, taste, or touch. For example, getting a notification on your phone is a stimulus that might trigger the behavior of checking your social media. The stimulus is the starting point in the SORKC model, and it plays a critical role in the chain of events that lead to a specific behavior. It's essential to recognize the stimuli in your environment to understand your actions better. These stimuli can be external, such as environmental cues, or internal, such as thoughts or feelings. External stimuli can include things like the sight of your phone, the sound of a notification, or the smell of food. Internal stimuli can be thoughts about being hungry, feeling bored, or remembering something important. By identifying the stimuli that trigger your behaviors, you can begin to understand the context in which these behaviors occur. Next, we have the organism. This part refers to long-lasting characteristics within you that affect how you respond to the stimulus. These include your personality traits, chronic diseases, and other enduring factors. For example, if you have a personality trait of being easily distracted or a chronic condition like anxiety, the notification might trigger a stronger urge to check your phone. The organism variable encompasses all the internal factors that influence your behavior. This includes your genetic makeup, personality traits, long-standing attitudes, and any chronic conditions you might have. These factors are relatively stable and can significantly affect how you perceive and react to stimuli. For instance, if you have a personality that tends to be anxious, you might be more likely to react strongly to a notification on your phone because you fear missing out on something important. Similarly, if you have a chronic condition like ADHD, you might find it harder to ignore distractions and stay focused on a task. Understanding the organism variable helps you recognize that some aspects of your behavior are influenced by factors beyond your immediate control. This awareness can be empowering because it allows you to develop strategies to manage these influences more effectively. Now, let's talk about the response. The response is what you actually do after the stimulus and includes your immediate thoughts, emotions, and physiological reactions. In our example, the response to the notification might be picking up your phone and scrolling through social media. The response can be different for each person, depending on their immediate internal state. The response is the behavior that follows the stimulus. It's what you do in reaction to the stimulus, and it can vary widely depending on the individual and their internal state at the moment. Responses can be physical actions, thoughts, or emotional reactions. For example, when you receive a notification, your response might be to pick up your phone and check it. However, your response could also be to ignore the notification and continue with your current activity. The response you choose can be influenced by your immediate thoughts, such as, "I need to stay focused," or your emotional state, like feeling stressed or curious. By understanding your typical responses to different stimuli, you can start to identify patterns in your behavior. This awareness is the first step in making conscious changes to your behavior. Next up is contingency. Contingency is the relationship between what you do and what happens next. Contingencies can be continuous, occurring every time the behavior happens, or intermittent, occurring only some of the time. For instance, if checking your phone makes you feel connected and happy every single time, that's a continuous positive contingency that might strongly reinforce the habit of checking your phone frequently. On the other hand, if you only sometimes feel connected when you check your phone, that's an intermittent positive contingency which can still reinforce the behavior, but less consistently. If checking your phone sometimes leads to guilt or stress because you're distracted from work, that's an intermittent negative contingency. Understanding contingencies is crucial because it helps you see the direct impact of your actions. By recognizing the outcomes of your behaviors, you can start to make more informed decisions about whether to continue or change these behaviors. Finally, we have consequence. The consequence is the result of your behavior. Consequences can be good or bad, and they play a big role in whether you'll do the behavior again. Good consequences, like feeling entertained or informed, can make you want to check your phone more often. Bad consequences, like losing track of time and missing deadlines, can make you want to check your phone less. Consequences are the outcomes that follow your behavior. They can be immediate or delayed, and they significantly influence whether you will repeat the behavior in the future. Positive consequences tend to reinforce the behavior, while negative consequences can discourage it. For example, if the consequence of checking your phone is feeling more connected and entertained, you might be more likely to check your phone frequently. However, if the consequence is losing track of time and feeling stressed because you missed a deadline, you might be less likely to engage in this behavior in the future. Understanding the consequences of your behavior helps you see the long-term effects of your actions. This awareness can motivate you to make changes that lead to more positive outcomes in your life. Let's apply this to a more relatable example, trying to exercise regularly. The stimulus might be seeing your workout clothes or a fitness app reminder. The organism part involves long-lasting factors like your general attitude towards exercise, your fitness level, or a chronic condition like arthritis. The response is your immediate behavior, which could be putting on your workout clothes and exercising, deciding to skip the workout, or feeling too tired to move. This includes your thoughts and physiological reactions, like feeling motivated or experiencing pain. The contingency involves what happens because of your response. If you exercise, you might feel more energized and accomplished, which is a positive contingency. If you skip the workout, you might feel guilty or sluggish, which is a negative contingency. The consequence is what happens because of your behavior. If you exercised, the consequence might be feeling healthier and stronger. If you skipped, the consequence might be feeling out of shape or disappointed in yourself. To further illustrate how the SORKC model can be applied, let's look at another common scenario: managing stress at work. Imagine you're at work and you receive an email from your boss asking for a meeting. This email is the stimulus. Your organism variables might include a tendency to feel anxious in high-pressure situations and a chronic condition like stress-related headaches. Your immediate response might be to feel a rush of anxiety, start worrying about the meeting, and perhaps even experience a headache. You might decide to read and reread the email, try to predict what the meeting will be about, or start preparing notes just in case. The contingency here involves what happens after you start preparing for the meeting. If preparing makes you feel more in control and less anxious, that's a positive contingency. However, if you find that your headache worsens and you become more stressed, that's a negative contingency. The consequence of your behavior might be that you feel better prepared for the meeting and more confident. Or it might be that you feel exhausted and overwhelmed by the time the meeting happens. Another example where the SORKC model can be beneficial is in improving your diet. Suppose you want to eat healthier but often find yourself reaching for junk food. The stimulus might be seeing snacks in your pantry or a commercial for fast food. Your organism variables could include a long-standing preference for sugary foods and a chronic condition like diabetes. These factors make you more susceptible to unhealthy eating habits. Your immediate response might be to think about how tasty the snacks are, feel a craving for something sweet, and then decide to eat the junk food. This immediate reaction is influenced by your thoughts and physiological cravings. The contingency involves what happens after you eat the junk food. If it satisfies your craving and makes you feel good every time, that's a continuous positive contingency that reinforces the behavior. If it only sometimes makes you feel good and other times makes you feel guilty, that's an intermittent contingency. The consequence is the result of your behavior. If you eat the junk food, the consequence might be immediate pleasure. but long-term health issues like weight gain or higher blood sugar levels. Understanding the SORKC model helps us break down these behaviors and see how various factors are influencing our actions. That's the power of the SORKC model. It gives us a way to analyze our behaviors and make informed changes. By understanding the stimulus, organism, response, contingency, and consequence, we can gain better control over our actions and improve our lives. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on understanding and improving your behavior.